Among the many themes that the Internet Governance Forum is covering, security is a very important one. And within that context of security, we believe that countries should be able should criminalize certain offenses, certain conduct. Countries need to provide their law enforcement authorities with certain tools to investigate cybercrimes. And then, of course, countries need to be able to cooperate internationally because, after all, cybercrime is the most transnational of all crimes. Whatever you do in a computer system normally involves different countries, different jurisdictions, sometimes different continents. So you need to be able to cooperate globally against cybercrime. When we talk about cybercrime, we mean offenses against computer data and systems, viruses, worms, botnet attacks, and whatnot. When we talk about cybercrime, we also talk about offenses committed with the help of a computer system. We talk about fraud, forgery, phishing attacks, and many other means. We talk about contents-related offenses. We talk about child pornography in particular. I think we have a global agreement on that. But we also talk about xenophobia, racism, incitement to terrorism, and many other content-related offenses. But we also talk about intellectual property right. So countries should criminalize conduct in this area. And for criminal law, normally it's governments and then parliaments that have adopted such legislation. So they are the primary institutions responsible for putting the necessary legal framework in place. But then, of course, you cannot do anything against cybercrime. You cannot do much against cybercrime unless you cooperate with the private sector. Private sector, we also mean internet service providers. So we need to find a way how internet service providers can cooperate with law enforcement while respecting each other's role. And then, of course, one thing is if one government in one country and the parliament of one country does something, and if law enforcement in one country does something, this is very good. But they also need to cooperate with other countries. That's why we talk about an international, a transnational global context that we have to talk to. At the end, it is in your interest and in my interest that my computer data and systems are secure, and that if somebody violates my data, the security, and I'm the victim of an offense, that these people are brought to justice. That is very important. And what we propose for that is that countries around the world use the Convention on Cybercrime, the Budapest Convention on Cybercrime, and fully implement that convention, meaning putting the legislation in place to criminalize conduct, putting procedural law in place to give law enforcement the tools to efficiently investigate, but also to cooperate internationally. And what I find encouraging, what happened during the past 3 years since the start of the Internet Governance Forum, we see a global trend. We see improvement, how countries globally strengthen their cybercrime legislation, how they improve their cooperation with each other. I think this is very rewarding, this is very positive. Now we have to do more of that. That is very important. So ideally, if I have a wish list, I think countries should, governments, parliaments should put the necessary legislation in place. Government or law enforcement in countries should be trained. They should also start working more effectively with the private sector. And then countries should become a party to the Convention on Cybercrime. A practical way is that you compare your existing national legislation with that of the Convention on Cybercrime. You can make a one-to-one comparison. In your country, illegal access to a computer system, is it a criminal offense? If not, how could it be done? You look at the Convention. If you look at the Convention, you implement something similar in Chile or Namibia or wherever, then you know, this is in a similar way an offense in Germany, in France, in South Africa, in India now, and so on. And that means, which is already good. So you look at a convention to improve your national legislation. That's the first step. The second step is then, it's a political decision, that you then decide, do we want to accede to the Convention on Cybercrime? If yes, very much welcome. Very practically, check www.coe.int/cybercrime. There you find lots of materials. You also find my contact details. If any government, if any institution anywhere wants our help, we can come and provide the necessary support.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.